Streaming. Can I bring the headset back up? Yes. Okay, the stream is starting. Hopefully my audio is going to line up here. And we are live. I'm doing another virtual reality live stream here, folks. And it looks like we're not getting any audio. Let's see, maybe I have my speakers off here. I do have them off. Here, folks. All right, I think we're good. It looks like we're not getting any audio. All right, there we go. Okay, so looks like we are getting audio, so we're good. Excellent. So Rich Wilson is in here, and what I thought I would do is, first of all, start off with what I am doing. So we are once again upstairs in my entertainment room, and what I will be doing in the course of the next hour or so is setting up Windows Mixed Reality on the Samsung Odyssey Plus, and we're going to be using this space up here to do that. So I've got a couple different cameras here that we will bring to bear on this, and hopefully my audio is working on every camera angle there. We'll find out when we get into stuff. So the lighting is going to be terrible in this video because I found that these trackers don't like when I have studio lights on, and this one in particular is going to be the most sensitive because it is using inside-out tracking. So the cameras on the front of this are tracking everything, including the headset position and the controllers themselves. So we're going to keep everything relatively dim in here, so you might see some graininess and whatnot. And it looks like we got some fans coming in already, 23 of you. It is hotter than anything outside right now. It's like awful. And it's not even the heat, it's the humidity. So my wife and kids went off to the beach. I am here. And as soon as they come back, this is over. So we'll see how long we can go on for here. So let me do a little tutorial here about what we are looking at. And then we will dive into everything. So let me click on here. And I could just do my 2-up thing here. That might make sense. Let's do this one. There we go. I'm still playing with OBS. Eric Bazinga wants to know if we want to do some Rec Room. Yes, maybe we'll do that when I get this set up, because it might be fun to show off a little demo of that. And if you all are able to get VR working, we can maybe all jump into something together. That might be kind of fun. All right, so, and yes, I got air conditioning, Lawn Dog. I am not leaving this house until this heat wave is over, which is fine because I never leave the house anyhow. So, as you know, I've been going through this VR issue, and the issue was that I got the Valve Index, which is like the PC headset to get at the moment. And the problem I had with it was that I was seeing a lot of geometric distortion in the image, and I could not find other people with the same problem I had. And I went out to a lot of different forums and different places to see if anyone else experienced what I experienced. I only found one person that had a similar experience that seemed knowledgeable about this, and this was a guy on Reddit who had the issue not with the Index but with the Oculus Quest. And I think what it came down to is the fact that the new Valve Index uses a 2-lens optical system, and for whatever reason my eyes were not able to line up correctly with the lenses to get a image that didn't distort. And it wasn't awful, but it was far worse than my Vive. In fact, I never saw that issue on my Vive. And what would happen would be that like a rectangle would get a little wobbly when I was moving my head back and forth, and it was very distracting. I often see this when I'm working on video on a digital SLR, that if you move it too quickly, you see that jelly vision, and it's something that I just could not address it. So thankfully they took it back, and now we had budget to do some other stuff with. So I bought 2 headsets. And hi, and Ron and Eric are here. So I bought 2 headsets. One is the one we're going to look at today. The other one I set up the other night is this one, which is the Vive Pro. And I'm still kind of on the fence on this one. However, it does look a lot better than my original Vive looks. The image quality is outstanding on it. And the only problem I'm having is getting it adjusted right. And these headphones are horrible, and they don't have a headphone jack on it. So there is a way that you can finagle a USB-C adapter and yada, yada, yada. So what we're going to try to do, not in this stream, but later, is get these headphones off of it and put on my Sennheisers again. And hopefully, I might have a really good solution to my desire to get better quality VR imagery. So that was the first headset. It was on sale, by the way, during the Amazon Prime Day sale. That's why I got it. Now, the other headset that we're looking at today is this one. And this is the Odyssey Plus from Samsung. And I've done a lot of research on Windows Mixed Reality. And from what I'm reading, this one's kind of the best of that tier. It's Windows Mixed Reality is not as good as the Vive and the Oculus tracking systems. And that's its one knock. But this one promises the kind of, let me get the computer up here for you, the kind of image quality that I am looking for, and it also has an OLED display like the Vive Pro has. So I think this runs at the same resolution, and you get a much sharper image without what they call the screen door effect, which is what you see here on the left. And this is kind of what you see when you're in the Vive. And you don't really notice it on the original Vive until you try the Vive Pro, and then you can never go back again. So that's kind of where I was at with the Valve Index. So they're really pushing this thing as really high quality imagery, and it's not that expensive. Right now, this is $300 on Amazon, and I think that's its new price. Before it was selling for a lot more, and that before was only like a week or two ago. So we'll see how this does. So this is the one we're going to be setting up today, and we're going to get it going. Now, the big disadvantage with the Windows Mixed Reality is that the controllers will not track behind you, and that's an issue if you're playing a game where you've got to move your arms outside the view of the headset. They're not being tracked. So on the HTC system, because we have these trackers up, and I think you can actually see one of them right back there. I have two of those in the room. They are tracking the controllers and the headset. And if your controller is not in view of the headset, it's being tracked by the thing. So that is how it goes. So we're going to see exactly how much better or worse Windows Mixed Reality is. So the first thing we're going to do is get the headset plugged in, and then we will go over to my other camera and we'll experience this, hopefully. So that is the plan. Now, one thing you're going to notice potentially in the course of this stream is that there might be a little bit of latency between the screen image that you see over there and what is happening inside the headset because of how I am capturing all this. So that's kind of the gist of it. And yes, Dale, today is cool and comfortable because it is like you can see the air outside. The air quality is horrendous. I took the dog out this morning, and even the dog's like, all right, let's do our walk and let's just go back inside because we're not dealing with this today. You know, it's funny, they don't have a song for humid, hot, awful weather like they do in the wintertime. You know, Christmas songs, you get all these great songs about snow and winter. And a lot of people around where I live in Connecticut, they don't like the winter all that much either. So, you know, it's one of those things. All right, so this is a pretty simple setup, actually. In fact, I don't even think there's a power cable on this. Maybe there's another cable somewhere. Huh. I got to look at the instructions. So there are two ends to this cable. We've got a USB 3 connector, and we have an HDMI connector. And that goes in the back of my PC under there, which I'm going to do in a second. But I'm curious if there's a separate power connector for this thing, because otherwise it's going to be powered by USB voltage, which doesn't strike me as something that will have a lot of visual quality, or at least brightness. Huh, I guess that's it. It just gets powered by that. I'm going to take a look at the instruction sheet here, if there is one. So apparently all you have to do with these things is just plug them in and you're ready to go. Yeah, it's just a warranty card, and there's no... It's funny, there doesn't seem... I unboxed this the other day when we did our live stream, but there doesn't seem to... Or my Prime Day thing, so it doesn't look like there's any power cable to be had. So we'll see what happens. So Lon.TV said I should go look at the condensation pipe for the air conditioner. I should go outside and check that out. I'm guessing you're probably right. There's probably a lot of moisture being sucked out of this house right now. And back at my old job, we had a dehumidifier that was emptying out into a huge trash can, and it was amazing like how much water is in the air that you can pull out in a 24-hour period. So what I'm doing right now is I'm getting ready to go here is just putting the batteries into these controllers. And my understanding on Windows Mixed Reality is that the controllers are the same no matter which device that you choose. And when we get everything powered up, these lights here will all light up, and I guess that's how it tracks everything. So that is how that works. You should all feel free to chat a little bit more in the chat window there, because when this gets hooked up, you're gonna have to be like there with each other, because I won't be able to see what you're saying. Might be able to pull in the desktop maybe through my VR headset there and get a thing out to. I just don't. I'm guessing this thing is just powering itself over the USB, but I can't imagine it drawing enough voltage for the display. But maybe it does. What I should probably do is look at the support page here just to be sure and get an idea as to what user manual. So let's download that real quick. It's amazing you've got to like sign off on all this stuff just to look at the manual. So let's see what it says. All right, read me first, blah, 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 blah. All right, so we got to get all that stuff going. All right. Yeah, I guess it doesn't have a power cable. Huh. Okay. Well, let's see what happens. That's interesting. Because, you know, the every other VR headset I've used has separate power. And Neil 9000 says they are all USB only on the Windows side. And I see where they're going with this, and I think I understand why Microsoft is going in this direction, is because, or tried to. I don't think this has taken off either, is that this VR thing on the PC, I think it started off simpler than it is now. And partly because like things like the Index are really trying to push the envelope with faster frame rates and all this stuff, but I think it's getting harder for consumers to figure this out. And you need a computer that can really handle it. I think I just broke this pen. Let's throw that out before it leaks everywhere. You need a computer that can really handle the requirements that this is, because really to get, I guess on the Oculus side, they're running theirs at like 70 or 80 frames per second. The original Oculus was running at 90. The Vive and the Vive Pro run at 90. I think Windows Mixed Reality is 90 also. And you think about, trying to get a 3D enhanced game, any kind of game really, a 3D game to run at 90 frames per second is not a feat for the weak GPUs out there. And most people don't have GPUs powerful enough to do this kind of stuff. So we'll see. Yeah, so the over-under on Amazon is about 10% have given it 1 star. And here's what I also think is going on with VR, is that there are two very different audiences for it. You have, okay, we got the batteries on here now. You have people who are really into the experience and want the best possible experience they'll get, and they're not afraid of going through the motions of all this complex configuration and all that kind of stuff. But I think the broader adoption right now is being held up by the fact that this stuff is too complicated for the average consumer. And I think that's an issue that is really plaguing the higher end VR right now, because it's just too difficult for people to do it. And what's been striking to me, and I think this cable is going to be really short. We'll find out when we hook it up. So I'm going to hook it up to the back of my PC like anyone else would, and we'll see how we can manage with it. The Oculus Quest, I think, is the future, because I'm just seeing, and you all know I review a lot of VR stuff on the channel. The Oculus Quest and the Oculus Go are the two things that actually got the most views out of all the VR content I've done. So I think there's something going on with those devices that is making it work. All right, so I'm going to just disappear like this for a minute. I'm going to go under my desk and install these two cables. And hopefully when I come back up for air, we will be ready to go. So I got to unplug my fancy fiber optic HDMI cable because that was in the HDMI. So I may have to get an adapter for this headset if I decide to keep it. And what I'm really looking at here, folks, is whether or not I want to. I'm really kind of deciding here between the Odyssey Plus and the Vive Pro. That's kind of what I'm doing here. All right, so I just plugged in the headset. And what's happening here? Something popped up. I got to pull off these little things here. Something's supposed to happen, but I don't think anything's happened yet. So let's see where it goes. All right, nothing's going on in the headset right now. So, oh, here we go. Welcome to Mixed Reality. Let's get started. Now, by the way, I can tell you immediately, this cable is super short. Like this is like almost too short. I can't even make it over there. And my Vive goes much further. So that is immediately a red flag, but I have some extension cables. But what are they thinking here? Because if you've got a headset that's going to plug into the back of the computer, it's got to go longer than this. This is crazy. Like there's no distance to this thing. Guarantee you we're going to have an issue with this in a few minutes, so let's see what happens. All right. Neil also reminds me that we need a mixed reality app from the Steam store to play the mixed reality games, so we will definitely do that. All right, so let's get started. I agree. Okay, graphics card. So this is what I've got for a configuration here. Let me pull up my big screen of this so you can see what I'm running. So we have my 1080 from NVIDIA. We have an up-to-date graphics driver. I'm running with the i9-9900K, and we had a stream about a week ago when I built this PC, or at least rebuilt this PC that we're using. I've got more disk space than this, but I have a bunch of drives installed in the computer. And it looks like we've got Bluetooth 4.0, although you know what, I didn't hook up my antenna into the back of the computer. So we'll see how good the range ends up being on this, because I have no Bluetooth antenna on this at the moment. And if I have to go find that, I'm not going to be happy. All right, so let's go meet our Samsung Odyssey headset here. And we'll click on Next. And let me just pull up my two up there. All right, it's telling me where all the stuff is. So, oh, wow, thank you, Mark. That is very kind of you to make a Super Chat contribution. Thankfully, it's nice and cool in here, so we're not getting too hot outside. It's like off. I'm looking out the window. It is just nasty out there, just hot. So we've got the headsets, we have a headband adjustment, a focus wheel, a tracking sensor, although I am not seeing an IPD adjustment on this one. So maybe it's an electronic thing, we'll find out. IPD is actually very important when you're doing VR. All right. Oh, I see. So Neil's telling me that the Odyssey has Bluetooth in the headset that the controllers connect to. I think Neil is going to become very important on this stream so that we don't waste too much time, because he seems like he knows what he's talking about here. All right, as usual, we need to update firmware. So we're going to plug in and update. Hopefully this doesn't take too long. And I'm welcoming any comments and questions you all have. So yeah, so I'm doing a little bit more with live streaming, as you all know, because I have this room now. This room was a disaster, and I'll tell you the story behind the room if you're interested. When my second daughter was born, she's now 3, when she was born, I was using an extra bedroom up here as my office. And actually, some of the videos I was making were from that room. And then my wife said, you got to update complete, disconnect and reconnect the headset and try again. Okay, so now I've got to go back under the desk. Yeah, see, who wants to do this? Nobody likes doing this. All right, unplug, plug it back in. Okay. I mean, kids will do this, but older folks, don't think so. All right, so we are good to go on the firmware now. So in any event, we had to move me out, and I thought I would be moving out when the daughter number 2 was born, and we were going to put daughter number 1 into the room I was in. And my wife reminded me, well, you can't just like put the kid in the room because, right, when she's born, because she's going to feel like she's getting displaced, yada yada. So needless to say, I got moved out like 3 months earlier than I thought. And everything just went into this room, and we finally, like 2 months ago, cleaned out this room. So it has been good. All right, so now we got to turn on these controllers here. So I think you hit the Windows button to fire these suckers up. There we go. Look at this, guys and gals. They are illuminated. All right, so let's try again. All right, I think it looks like we've got another driver going in here. So it's going to search. Okay, so let's see what happens. Oh, now the controllers are updating too, so we'll let the controllers update and get all that going. All right, so what else we got here? K-Cons enjoys my videos, thank you. He loves live streams. I love live streams too, especially when it's hot outside. It's funny, the reason why I don't do many live streams is that I spend a lot of time making recorded content. And the reason is that a bulk of my revenue comes from videos that people are just searching for. So I have to spend a lot of time doing those. Joseph asks a very good question here, and I was going to talk about this, which is, what makes it mixed reality? This is mostly a marketing term, and I did a little research before I started the stream today because I meant to talk about this, and this is what Microsoft calls it. So this is not the same thing as the HoloLens with the augmented reality. These really are just VR headsets. There's nothing really that differentiates these from anything else. And they're Windows mixed reality immersive headsets, which is what they call them. And that's it. So looks like there are two classifications. There are mixed reality PCs that run at 60 frames per second, and then there's the ultra PCs that run at 90. And of course, mine will be ultra. All right, so looks like that part's done. So we got a touchpad, thumbstick. All right, so this one just lit up here, as did this one. All right, so let's see what happens next here. Enjoy a variety of mixed reality experiences at the HMD Odyssey home. Okay, let's put some more crap on my computer. Oh, it's a Windows app. It's funny. I do now start to prefer these app stores because at least you think they're a little bit more secure, perhaps, than what you might download. I don't know. This is not boding well here. 1 star out of 3 reviews. Let's grab that real quick. All right, so let's hit next. All right, so we're going to go to a room scale experience. All right, let's create a boundary. Make sure your space is clear, including above you. All right, I'm good there. Next, we'll center your headset, hold it in front of you, and point it to your computer, and then select center. So we're going to take the headset up here. My computer's a little bit off camera, so I'm going to just put it like that. All right, now we're going to trace a boundary. For best results, you'll need about 5 by 7 feet. So I'm going to click trace. And now what I think I'm going to do is go out to my second view here. And hopefully this camera's still working. Yep, okay. So I'm just going to walk around the space that I have. And here's the limit of my cable. Oh, a little bit further. This is about the limit of my cable. Now on my Vive, I can go much further. So this cable length is total garbage. All right, there we go. We're just going to start with a quick and dirty boundary. And I'm going to be so tethered to this thing that I can't believe how short the cable is on this thing. This is nuts. All right, so let's go back to this view. I'm really digging OBS. It's pretty cool. All right, use speech in mixed reality. Sure. I don't think I have a microphone I can hook up to it, but let's just go for it. All right, mixed reality portal. Oops, shoot! Did I just turn this thing off? Let's see if it comes on here. I don't see anything yet. Looks like it's loading up. All right, so it just came up again. All done. If you have headphones and a mic, all right, we'll do that later. So grab your controllers and put on your headset. I hope I can project what I'm seeing to you. Well, this is like way out of focus here. All right. Well, this is terrible. Ugh. All right. Yeah, I think... Okay, so I want to see if I can project what I'm seeing over to you. So let me see if there's a way to do that. Let me go full screen here. It looks like you're going to have to bear with me for a second while I get this going. So, yeah, I'm not digging this too much yet. Okay, so if you have a mic, say next, or just point at the gem. So let me just point my controller here at the gem. Okay. I think one of you is going to end up owning this when I'm done. And now what I'm seeing in my mixed reality headset right now is Cortana. Well, so I'm holding the controller above my head and it lost tracking. All right. So this is going to be a little boring for you guys until I get something that I can show you on screen. But let me see if there's a way I can do that. Yeah, this is not a good experience. And I'm getting a lot of that. My eyes must be really sensitive to geometric distortion because it is really bad in here. If I hold it a little bit lower in my head, it's a little bit better, but now my nose is not as comfortable. Yeah, it's a little bit better. All right, so I'm going to teleport to this thing here. All right, okay. Let me see as this is going here if I can figure out a way to get, I don't know if you all even saw me. I think I was on the edge of the camera there. I'm going to see if I can figure out a way to get you to see what I am seeing, because I think it might be helpful to illustrate. Let's see. Boundary visuals, new for you, see mixed reality photos. Yeah, I don't think I can show you what I'm seeing, which stinks. What's this play button do? Oh, there we go. Okay, that works. So now I can give you an idea as to what I'm seeing. And I'm going to try to get into view of this camera a little bit better too. So let me put this back on. Yeah, so here's like my first overall impression of mixed reality, of the Windows thing here. If you have tried one of the other headsets, this is a very poor experience out of the box here. Like this doesn't feel nearly as good as my Vive or Vive Pro or the Index for that matter. The headset's not like getting on my head properly. It feels kind of cheap. The image looks nice, but it's not as sharp as the Vive Pro. All right, let's get these things figured out here. All right, show you how to select things. Okay, so I got to go through this tutorial here to get. All right, then pull the trigger. So select. There we go. All right. Okay. Okay. So what's happening here with this is that I'm not able to get the headset in a position that's comfortable on my head because it's flopping up here like this, and it's not like I can't lower it down. I guess I can loosen this part up, but there's no other adjustment. Ooh, this is really bad. Okay, so let me teleport to this. And what she's telling me now is that there's a. I'm going to try to see if I can figure out how to get this adjusted better. So this doesn't move at all here. And oh, am I on the right camera? So I'm moving over here, and this camera sees me. I think I'm on the webcam still. That's why you don't see what I'm doing here. So let's go back to this one. That's much better. Okay, so now, so what's happening here is that this doesn't move at all. When I put it on my head here, so I need it to be like this. So I guess if I need to like hold my head here and then just tighten it up, perhaps that's probably, but it keeps like loosening up right there, so it just does not feel good. Oh, I'll tell you what, all this stuff just stinks. All right, there we go. And I'm hitting the end of my boundary there, so I have to select the rest of these gems here to get this thing over with. Let's skip that for now. Okay. All right. Oh my God. Yeah, so I'm getting a lot of that distortion now too. This is even worse than the Index was. I wonder if I should get my eyes looked at because, like, am I crazy? But why doesn't anyone else see what I see with this stuff? All right, I just want to hit the Windows button here. Okay. Yeah, the tether is really short. Okay. This is my home in mixed reality, everybody. That's what she's telling me. And I can play some asteroids. So I will say now that I got the headset better adjusted, the quality is not bad. There's not a screen door effect really here. It looks pretty good. Samsung makes good displays also, so that doesn't surprise me. But I am still seeing. Yeah, I've got it. I think I've got it better tuned now, so it's a little less distorted. But what I'm seeing on this is, where are you? What I'm seeing on this is some distortion near the top. It's just how these lenses are, I think. But it isn't bad. But I think if you're spending $300, you might want to go with the Oculus. That's my first impression. But the headset actually is comfortable. It's nicely padded, so that's helping. All right, and let's see if I just want to make sure you can see what I'm seeing here. Yeah, good. You're seeing what I'm seeing. All right, I'll come back to the chat room in a minute, folks. I just want to jump into something here and just see how this works. Okay, so all right, and now I can get games on here. This is kind of a funny thing, though. You would think, like, if you're in this VR experience, the last thing you want to do is push a Windows interface to somebody to get their games and stuff. But I guess that's the deal. And you'll see just how short my space is here because I'm hitting the end of this tether. It's so short. So this has not been good. Yeah, so I will say, I can tell you right now, like, without even spending a lot of time in this, that this is definitely par compared to the Quest and to the Vive, both the Vive Pro and the Vive, regular Vive, OG Vive. I could see how this might be attractive to a consumer. What is going on here? What is this? Let's try this again. So I can see how this would be attractive to a consumer if it was not as expensive as it is. But this is crazy. What is going on here? Ugh. All right, well, let me pop out of this real quick and let's just get back to Steam. So this will work with, what is this now? This will work with Steam VR. So that's good. It is picking up my voice. It must be a microphone inside the headset. I can take screenshots here. I can go to the store. I have another store window. So now I've got like these windows. See, this is like Microsoft at work. We're going to throw Windows at you because that is the interface. Look at this. That is the interface of the future. I got windows all over the place. All right. Yeah, this is driving me crazy. I can't even get out of this stuff. I hit the X button. Watch this. I hit X and I get another window. You will buy something. So maybe I have to teleport into this zone. There we go. Okay, so now we can hop around in here. Yeah, so I'm finding with my VR eyeballs here that I've got to get these headsets exactly positioned correctly or I get a lot of geometric distortion. Once I have the headset positioned here, I will say that it is very clear and crisp. The field of view is, I would say, about what I see on the Vive and the Vive Pro, so the field of view isn't bad. I think the Index had the best field of view from what I've tried. And these controllers are tracking better than I thought, but watch this. If I put the controller up here, it'll stop tracking. If you look up in my head here, it loses sight of it, and you can see it's just sitting there. See that? Now it's detecting the side movement here because it's got a gyroscope in there, but I'm moving my hand right now. It's not going anywhere because the headset can't see it. And that's something when you're on the Vive, it will pick up. And actually the Oculus too, because the Oculus has more trackers. But this thing just relies on these two little cameras on here to do all that stuff. So, so I've been trying to get asteroids going here. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, so let's look at, and I have no idea what you all are seeing right now, so I'm just going to kind of roll with this until I can figure out how to make this work. So let's get the game. All right, did I get it or, I don't know what, this is horrible. All right, let me get out of here and just try to do it through the computer and see what goes on there. So we'll put this down for a second. So yeah, let me take some questions here and we'll go grab a few games and try this thing out real quick and see what this is all about. So let's pull up our chat window here. Isn't this cool? I'm getting into this OBS thing. All right, so let's take some questions. Let me go scroll up a little bit from what I missed here. So yeah, so the rolling shutter, by the way, is what I'm also referring to as geometric distortion. Jeff, yeah, look up on, really I think Microsoft is just calling this a marketing term. That's why they call it mixed reality. Napa Bridge owns the original Samsung Odyssey, which I believe has a lower resolution. And he's suggesting that I align it before I tighten it, which I'm going to try to do the next time I put it on there. And I think KCOS is saying you think Samsung would do a much better job. I have a feeling that they're kind of hindered by Microsoft here because Microsoft, I think, has defined this hardware platform, and all of these headsets kind of perform the same. There is a new one that just came out from Windows Mixed Reality for Steam VR. There's a new one that just came out from HP that has like 4K 4K displays in it, which supposedly is really good. So we're going to drop this in here. And this is like a little connector so that I can use this headset with the Steam VR games I own already. All right. Joseph wants to know, is this HoloLens stuff? No, that's the confusing thing with this, is that this is not HoloLens, and you would think that the two would go together. This is completely different. There's no AR with this at all. It is strictly Microsoft's version of VR. I think when we were looking back in 2016 when this was introduced, there was a lot of excitement for virtual reality that didn't pan out, from consumers at least. And I think we're starting to finally see a little bit of adoption with the Oculus Quest, which happens to be, so my preference is PC VR. I think it's the better experience. But as someone who reviews products for a living and looking at what consumers are looking at, there's nothing better than the Quest right now. Maybe the PSVR, which I haven't tried yet, but that's pretty much it. Napa says the Odyssey has the best mic on the market. They probably do. Samsung does a good job with the hardware. I think Microsoft might be the hindering factor here. Crew wants to know, is it worth to get into the gaming market now or wait? I think if you are okay messing around with this stuff, I think you will be okay with it. And it's not going to be something that you're going to pick up and just start playing out of the gate. If that's something you want, I think the Quest is actually a good place to start now. But if you are someone who likes to tinker, then I think you might actually enjoy the VR state right now. I would say if you're on a budget, the first generation HTC Vive is good, and the other one is the Oculus Rift S. But the Rift, so many different types here. The HTC Vive is running at a higher frame rate. It's at 90 frames per second versus what I think is 80 on the Oculus, and that does make a little bit of a difference. So I think right now my pick for cost is the Vive. You have to set up those sensors like I've got on the other side of the room there, but they track better. So I think that's probably the best way to go. And to be honest with you, it's funny, for a first generation headset, I've tried now the Valve Index, the Vive Pro, now the Odyssey, the Quest. Out of all of them, I think the HTC Vive is actually kind of the best, the best implementation, and it's the first one. So Darren G's had the Odyssey Plus for 7 months, and it works great for him so far. He loves it. He plays Rec Room almost 4 to 5 days a week. Yes, in 2016, 2017, there was a buzz, and he started to find out about VR in 2018. Molly Baker says her brother has a Oculus Rift, and it is terrible. So everyone's got different impressions, and I think it's largely due to how your head works, to be honest. I think that makes a big difference here. All right, so now I've got to figure out how to get this going. So let's turn on Steam VR here, and let's see what happens when I do that. Okay, it looks like we've got the Steam VR thing loading up here. All right. I'm just going to run through this here. All right, it wants me to put the headset on, so let me jump in again. I will be back to chat with you all in another minute or two here. So let me go into my 2UP here, and let's put this headset back on. And I'm going to follow the advice we had a few minutes ago of getting it kind of centered first in my head. And then when I have a good, yeah, so it's funny, I've got to have these headsets sit a little bit lower on my head. And now I'm going to tighten it. See what happens though, look what happens. When I get it exactly where it needs to be, it's like, all right, so right now it's playing the whatchamacallit, Steam tutorial here. So let me grab my controllers. And we got to wake up this little guy here. Oops, there we go. Oops. How do I get rid of what happened here? All right, so now I got this thing popping up that I can't get rid of. All right, let's see. This is what I'm talking about. I can't get rid of these windows. Oh, there, I just, see, now I did not want to do that. Ah! You know, this is like, not good. So I apparently just quit out of one thing without knowing what I was intending to do. Did I just kill it? I did kill it. You know what I'm going to kill this. This will shut down mixed reality and close your mixed reality apps. All right, let's just shut it down and start over again. Now I hope if I hit Steam VR here that this will just come up. And while this is going, Molly wants to know, is it that choppy inside the headset? No, it's running a lot smoother inside the headset. So it is not as bad. All right, so let me put this back on again here and see what happens. I realize you're probably seeing the back of my head most of the time here, but I will do my best to try to. All right, so here we are inside the Steam home, and I think you can see that. Good, you can. So let me move some of these windows out of the way and give you a full view of it. And I can't see my mouse here on the screen. I'll use WinY to use the desktop instead of the headset. All right, so let me just do this real quick. So I maximize that and lower that, and now you can see what I see. And what's happened here is that the this room, the Steam home, has actually been what I've been doing to try to figure out the issue. Gosh, this cable is so short. Like I have no room to move. So let me put this on here. There we go. And what I've been doing to test this geometric distortion is I look at this screen and then move my head back and forth. Now, for you all, I think as you're watching me do this, it looks perfectly rectangular. And for me, when I move my head back and forth, and if I don't have this headset positioned exactly in the right spot, it doesn't move evenly. So I'm seeing the top of it move differently, and it's kind of distorted versus the bottom part of it. So I just need to get into the sweet spot here. And that's what I'm finding. It's like all these, the only headset this doesn't do it to me with is the Vive, the original Vive. Even the Pro is doing it. All right, so I got my hands here. What's funny is my hands in this are extending out further than they do on the HTC version. All right, so why don't we look at, I'm going to pull up frames per second VR just so I can see what my virtual reality frame rates are. And what it's going to do is tie it to my right controller here. What's really interesting, actually, about what I am looking at right here, let me close that window out so you can see what I see, is that these controllers are tracking better in Steam. Like, they feel more realistic to me than they do on the mixed reality app that I loaded up a few minutes ago. That's kind of funny. So this will just give me an idea as to what my performance is looking like. I don't know if you can see. You can see it. OK, cool. All right, so let's go back to the home. And the problem is that if I hit the Windows button, I don't get Steam Home. I don't get anything. Yeah, this is just like, yeah. All right, so I got to go back to the computer here to summon another application. So let's go back to Steam. And I just got this really fun game that I think you might like. So let's go pull up. What was the name of that game? It's a VR game. Let's go to my VR. You want to see how ridiculous I look right now? Look at that. You know, it's funny. I got this great game. It's like a light gun inspired shooting thing, and I can't remember the name of the game. Let's see, VR, Stare, Taxi, Spark. You guys can tell me too if you want me to play anything specific. Let's just do Space Pirate Trainer real quick. This is a good one. I always like to start off with. So let's try that one first, and we'll see how this goes. So I'm seeing some God rays in here too, and that's just coming from like light that's bleeding in. All right. All right. So. This cable is just like, come on. All right, I'm going to point myself this way. Oops. Oh, okay. So if I click the stick, I get the Steam interface here. All right. So let's just do it this way. Here we go. I will say this looks pretty nice. And it looks nice because freaking cable. All right, there we go. Because of the OLED here, it looks really good. But this cable is getting ridiculous here. But one of the things that I like about let me get these out of the way so I'm screaming at you all. The sound quality isn't bad on this, actually. One of the things that I loved about this game on the Vive is that I can move my shield out of distance of the headset and have it be where it is. But like right now, if I put it up here, you can see like I'm moving my hand around and it's not moving because the headset can't see it. It picks it back up again pretty quickly, but that is definitely an issue. but it's pretty good. But again, the cable is just so short on this thing that I'm having a really hard time moving around here. But it looks good. It does look good. And if I look at my frame rate here, we're hitting the 90 here pretty much. We haven't had any dips in frames, so that's pretty good. So not bad. All right. So the OLED makes a difference here, and that's one of the things that I noticed on the index was that we didn't have a very good black level because they're not using OLEDs on that one. So let me go into my library here. Oh, this is the game. It's called Crisis VR Brigade. Let's load that up, and then I'll come back and see you all. This one's kind of fun because I liken it to some of the like 90s light gun games in the arcade, but you're immersed in it. And it looks like I just inadvertently discovered the IPD adjustment. Okay, so I got to grab my weapon here and grab my clip. And you drop that, and you pick up that and do this. All right, we're ready to go. So let's go over to the mission. And let me do, oops, there's my chair. Let's do rookie here real quick. And I'm going to maybe point myself in this direction so I have a little bit more room here. And I think this is one of these games where you have the ability to adjust yourself. And what's funny is if you start this game standing up, you're immediately like killed. So what we have to do here is we got to shoot these bad guys here. We got a guy with a horse head on. So now I have to do this, and I grab my clip here, put it in the gun, and then do that, and then we can drop another clip here. And it's kind of fun because you have to use some of the physical barriers here to prevent yourself from getting shot. And you don't have a very good weapon initially, but you can pick up other ones. So if you were a big fan of like these light gun games in the 90s, like this is a lot of fun because it's very immersive. And we got to do another swap here. Oh, there we go. All right, you give you like 1 or 2 lives, and that's it. That guy in the school bus is still there, isn't he? Ooh. What did I just hit? I just hit the camera. What is this? That's my chair. Oh, got that guy. Yeah. So the problem is I can't get far enough away from my computer for this to actually work better. But the frames per second here are pretty steady. We're doing 90, so my computer's doing okay there. I'm going to find this guy here. There we go. Now if I shoot that, oh, I lost it. I was going to get that machine gun over there. So wait for him to pop his head up again. So they have some AI to this too, like he's waiting for me to duck back down before, come on, buddy. And this little handgun is not very accurate either. And there's bombs inside the bank here that we have to take out. I can walk over a little bit this way, there we go. I think if you put both hands on, it's a little bit more accurate, let's say. The good news is I have unlimited ammo, apparently. Come on, buddy. Get up there. Yeah, tracking isn't bad on this, though. So I will say, there's been some talk about how bad the tracking is. It's not bad. I've seen worse. By the way, this is free on the Quest. There's a sideload store you can get it from. I haven't installed it on the Quest yet, but I may do that just so I can play around at the house with it. I'm really bad at this. Come on. Stand up there, buddy. Or just give up. Okay. See if I can get this guy. I'm going to break something. I know it because I'm so close to all this stuff that's going to fall over. And you can see all the... There we go. All right, so we're going to go into the bank hall now. I'll come back and chat with you all in a minute. I will say the black levels on this OLED are really good. You got to be careful not to shoot the bombs. Oh, so that's it. Tough game, but lots of fun. All right, so let me jump back in. Oh, I didn't switch over to my other camera view. I'm sorry, everybody. let's go in and have a little bit more chat. We'll quit the game here and we'll try something else. But this was Crisis VR Brigade. Lots of fun. All right, so let's get a... Yeah, so I do have an HDMI extension cable downstairs. Maybe I'll get that and bring it up. I have to find them, but I do have some extension cables. I may try that with this and see if it works a little bit better. Yeah, I don't get it, because just to give you an example here, I'm going to take my, let me go back to my 2-up view here. It might be hard to demonstrate without going overhead, but let me go to my 2-up here. And it looks like I hit my camera as I was playing around with it. Lucky I didn't knock the camera over. So this is the Vive Pro. And I can easily get over, I could easily fall down the stairs. This thing goes way farther than this. Okay, so that's the Vive Pro. This one, if I'm lucky, goes here. That's it. So I can get all the way, I can walk this. So on the Vive, I can walk a huge space, even tethered. I cannot do the same on the Odyssey headset. So that's an issue. So let me go back to my, so hey, why don't we try this? Because Eric Bazinga has been eager to try this with us. Why don't we jump into Rec Room? And those of you who have VR, why don't you all send me a, let me see if I can figure out how to start a game up on this. Why don't we all jump into Rec Room together? That might be kind of fun. I got to figure out what my existing account is. Let's take a look here. So actually, maybe because if I can log in as a guest, maybe somebody can okay. If somebody can log in as with their account, so I don't even remember what my password is. Yeah, so I mean, look, you can play your Steam games on here. So let's see, log into an existing account. What is this? Oh, I see, that's what that is, okay. So I'm having trouble with the interface here, though. Here. It's just like pulling up a menu here, but then I'm just seeing the same thing on my... What if this doesn't work? Let's see. See if I can log in with something else here. Let's see. Let's see if I can use this to navigate. So I'm having a hard time logging in. And this might be an interface issue, perhaps, with how Windows Mixed Reality lines up with, let's see. And by the way, part of what I'm doing here is I am hoping to create, I'm going to probably do a video. Yeah, so I think there's an issue with how this is supposed to work versus how it is working. What I want to do is create a video that will actually compare all these different VR solutions that are out there and come up with some recommendations for consumers. Yeah, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to quit this. I'm going to actually invoke this from the... yeah, I'm like totally stuck here. And then, see, now that's going away finally. Okay, so there we go. So I can get rid of that. Ah, there we go. Okay, I can log into an existing account. Yeah, so I don't want to tell you all what my password is. I love you all dearly, but let me go back to my camera view here. Yeah, just do that for a second while I log in here. To be honest with you, I don't even remember what my password is. So let's see. Hopefully it'll tell me a way to figure it out if I don't remember what it is. Let's see. Create a new account. Yeah, let me just log in as guest and see what happens with that. Okay. So let's see what happens here. Okay, I leveled up. It's funny, it was struggling a little bit in here to keep the frame rate. Okay, so new friends found. Okay, so it looks like you guys found me, so let me add you all. And I got a message here. All right, I'll just open you up here. Okay, I'll just accept you. All right, and let me, you don't actually see what I'm seeing right now, so let's go back to the 2-up view here. Okay. Yeah, I'm in my, thanks for the compliments on my vaulted ceiling. I'm in my little rec room above the garage, which is actually fitting for the game we're playing. So I think, do we want to play the paintball game? That seems to be the one everyone likes to do, so let's do that real quick. Now, I don't know how I can get you all in with me. So I think I'm joining a game in progress here. Well, the good news is that, I think she's one of mine. I don't want to, hi. So everybody, I'm doing a live stream here, in case you're wondering. You can go to Lon.TV and watch it. I am doing a live stream right this minute. Because, hi, we're messing around with Windows Mixed Reality. And it's working with Steam pretty nicely, and I may have a few of my friends pop in here too. I don't know how we can find each other. So I'm talking to some of the other players, which you all can't see. Let me see if I can mute myself here. Not that guy. Oh, somebody got me. All right, let's see if I can get out of here and find all you, the rest of you people here. Let's see. All right, I'm still trying to figure out how to get, all right, so let's see if we can, okay, so go to rec room, say, yeah. All right, look at your watch on your wrist. Okay, invite everyone to dorm and then fist bump them to add to your party. All right, this is getting complicated. All right, so we're gonna go into my dorm and then we're gonna fist bump and let everybody in. So let me see if I can figure this out here, everybody. All right, so I guess I'm called Hasty Bat. Is that what they're calling me? I kind of like that. I can go with the Hasty Bat. All right, so, oh, I see. So I have this, and then find and interact with other players. So let's go to my friends. I don't know who these people are. Maybe they're one of you. All right, so we have to see if anybody shows up in my room here. So how do I get to my dorm is the question. So rec center. Unless maybe I can't do it because I'm a guest or something, I'm not sure. All right, so create. Marker room YouTube template. Well, maybe we should do a YouTube template because it's kind of like the thing here, right? So we're going to call this Lon.TV. Okay, name can only contain letters and numbers. All right, so we'll call it Lon.TV. How's that? Create. Okay. Daily challenge complete. Visit a community room. Orientation challenge complete. Visit a community room. All right. So I have a room here that I think you can all find me at now. 2,000. All right. So now let's see. What else can I do here? This room. Put together your own theme. Hang out. All right. So I own this. I think you should be able to all find me here, right? This is what I'm seeing here. And let me save it. Oh, where'd it go? All right. Room saved. And is there like a little, no, we're good, okay. So you can all find me in here. And when you jump in, just announce yourself so I know that you're here. I think that's how we do this. It's invite only, so how do I change that? Pre-game. Press the menu button on your controller to detach. I don't want to do that. Let's see, details. So maybe you all have to subscribe to me or something. I don't know. So here it is. Oops, shoot, setup. Publish. Oh, publish room. I want to publish that. All right. Publish. Okay, missing room photo. All right. Take a picture of the room. All right, here we go. Confirm, okay. All right, now we can publish this. Okay. You've got a package. All right, so I can unzip the package here. This is actually kind of fun. I haven't really played with this before. I played one night with it. It was kind of cool to do the paintball thing. All right. Let's see, Atlanta Juniors, support, teleport, VR. So I'm going to turn off the walk because I'm not getting sick from it, but I know I'm going to get disoriented eventually. Game options. All right, so there we go. So let me jump out of here for a second because I haven't been able to watch the chat. I don't think any of you have found this place yet. Allowing players on stage. All right. Turn off gadgets. Okay, so let me go out of here real quick and just take a look at the chat room, see what I'm missing. Maybe you all can help me figure this out. So, that was your dorm. Hasty Bad is a generic username, guest name. 16 pages of Hasty Bad. It's a cool generic name though. Okay. So, yeah, this one, by the way, like you will, if you don't, you got to get used to it. All right, the room is called Lon.TV, Eric. Let me see if I can change my name to something else. I think I may have to get my email registered to be able to do all of that. Let me pop in here and see what I can do for you all. New notification, check your wristwatch. Okay, so I got a notification here on my watch. All right, let me get this thing back in focus. All right, requested an invite from you. Do you want to invite them to join you? Okay, I'm not sure what I'm inviting here. Okay, oh, dorm room. This room was last saved, yes, okay. So I was not in the dorm room before, but now I am. So I think what I have to do now is, so this is my dorm room. So now what I need to do is I need to rename myself. There we go. Someone's calling to change your display name. First, you need to verify your account by clicking a link in the email we sent. All right, so let me resend that. And, okay. So this might help everybody find me. So what I'm going to do now is make a new account here. So I'm going to take my phone out and get on my email. Hopefully it will show up in here. Let me go to my other account. Well, the good news is this was relatively easy to set up, I would say, because this was not complicated at all. But what's funny, though, is I'm not getting an email from the folks at Rec Room. So let me go give them my email address here. All right, so let's go. Oh, I don't think I gave them my email first. Oops. Oh, there goes my phone. This is my email address. You all know what it is. Oops. I move back here. I can't actually push the buttons here unless I'm closer. Let's see. Where's the at? There we go. At Lon.TV. Email's already in use. So I must have used this one already. So why can't I just do it again? All right, let me just change it to Lon. I can add another little plus sign to this thing and make it work better. Yeah, this is the kind of thing that is why people hate VR, because it's just so cumbersome to type in all this garbage. I need a plus sign. There's the plus. So plus rec. And this is one of these little tricks about Gmail. I have a Gmail account through my domain. Is that you can do a plus and it will still get to you, and you can actually filter on that kind of stuff. So if they sell my email address to somebody, I will know about it. Okay, so now we've got that. Let's check your email for a confirmation link. And I believe my phone took a spill when that happened. So let's go back to my phone and let's have a look at that. All right, so go to my phone here. Now I think I've got a Rec Room registration. I'm going to confirm my email. And let's see what happens here. Okay, next. Okay, congratulations. You have successfully registered your Rec Room account. Click here to return to the home page. Okay. All right, so now I think I'm in. So I'm going to change my name. Okay, so let me find my hands here. Where'd my other one go? Where'd the other control? Oh, it's on the table here. Okay. There we go. Okay, so I'm done now. All right, so now I can change my name. So now I am Lon.TV, Eric, if you're looking for me. And I want to look differently. So let me go hit my little publish thing here. All right. Well, I look like a girl now for whatever reason. All right, let me change this thing here. Okay. So now if you look for Lon.TV, that's me, you all should find me now. Hopefully. Let's see. All right, so I've made a room here, so hopefully some of you will be able to find where I am, unless I need to do something else here. Let's see. This is why I'm too old to do this, because everybody else, all these kids know how to do this stuff, but I don't. Nearby, there's no one here. This room, dorm room. Oh, I got a name. I'm getting a notification here. Oh, it's private, so I need to update this. So I'm going to call this your private room. Visits 1, owners, Lon.TV. All right, so somebody is sending me a notification on my watch here. I got messages here, okay. Super Darren. Eric Bazinga, there he is. Okay, so let me open him up. Let me accept him. And I believe Super Darren is also sending you an invite. You want to join me. So I think I want everybody to come into my room, I think is what I want to have happen here. So if you want to find me, that's my name. And then I should be able to see, this is me. I have buns or something. I don't understand why I can't change the way I... So, I don't know what's going on here. All right. Well, let me give up on this in a second here. Let's see. Eric Bazinga's been invited. So I can go to his room. So let me do that. Let me go to his room. Profile. See, he's private also. So maybe I need to go to that public room that I created. So let me try that real quick and see if that might work better. So let me go to Rec Center. So the Rec Center, I think, is just where you find all these games to play. And I got to figure out how the teleporting thing works, because I agree that, that movement thing will drive you nuts after a while. Okay, so we go now. So I think Eric just invited me to his space. So let's see if we can get in there with him. There he is. Hey, how about, there you are. Hey, how you doing? I didn't mean to hit you there. So I'm here in Eric right now. And how you doing, Eric? He has a package waiting for me here too. I got a bunch of tokens, thank you. Okay, so. Other than that, this is my dorm room. So every player has a dorm room and it's customizable. Wow, look at that. So I can open these drawers up here and look inside. So he's got some hair in here. Those are for clothes. Oh, okay. If you're alone, I see. I see. So Eric, you probably all can't hear what Eric's telling me right now, but he said that you can change your outfit in that spot there. So now, Eric, did you design this room yourself? Gotcha. Wow, so Eric is telling me he built the window up here himself, and then a lot of these other objects he's brought in from other places. Oh, the view from the window, I see. So he built the outdoor view from himself there. And then you can add other objects. He's got a pretty cool 80s synth theme going on inside here right now. He's got a Nintendo Switch. Yeah, me too. It's kind of fun. So it's like a little Stranger Things thing. So I can play with your Switch here. That's cool. It's very neat. So yeah, so now Eric, could other people join us here if they wanted to? Yes. So there's the fun universe Lon.TV, not Lon.TV. Lon.TV, right? So if they. From there, you invite them. Oh, so I have to I see. So I have to take the friend request first, and then so I have to invite a bunch of. So requested invites. I'm going to open this one. So hit that, invite, okay. Now I just invited Super, yeah, it's really cool. So I just invited Super Darren, and I think I can invite them to here, or you have to be the one to invite them, I think, right? I'm not sure. If you want, you can invite them. Yeah, let's see. So if everyone wants to look for Lon.TV, you should be able to find me, and I will accept any friend request that you send right now. Okay, so let me invite this guy over here. You cannot invite that player again yet. Okay, so I sent an invite. Several things that you can, like most things are gesture-based. Okay. Then that would be party join. And that meant that if I went to a room, you could come with me. Ah, I see. So what Eric just told me is that when we fist bump, now we're like attached in a party. So he can go. So if he were to go to paintball now, we would be in the game together. That's basically what would happen here, right? Yeah, not only in the same room. All right, now I got another. Okay, so I just got an anonymous. Yay, cool. Yep. Oh, Super Darren just found us.
So this is how you add someone as a friend in game.
Got it. Oh, cool. So what they're doing now is handshaking, and that's it. And now they've now become friends, and then we're friends already, so it wouldn't do anything. Oh, it's still doing something here. Okay, You've been on my listserv for 7 months?
Yeah, on the Odyssey Plus.
Oh, cool. All right, so,
Hang over the head thing.
yep.
Stretch the cable so you see the body extension for it.
So I'm gonna go down and find my extension cables later. So with Darren and everybody, I hate to repeat what you guys are saying, but they can't hear you yet at the moment, so I didn't hook up all that stuff. But what Darren just told me is that he's got an extension cable which does work with this, so that gives you a little bit more room, and he's got it overhead as well. So what's happening here, everybody, is that Eric and Super Darren here. Why don't you fist bump them to join the party there? It's super. There we go. So the three of us now are in different places. They can see me moving my hands like this, right, guys? So it's international. Now you're on the Odyssey like I am on a PC. Eric, what are you using right now?
The Oculus Quest.
So he's on the Quest, yet he's in here with us on PCs, which is really cool. And it looks like Jeff here, Jeff Holler Up, is just and PS4 works with this. So pretty much any platform works with this. So. So any 6 degrees of freedom platform, Eric says, should work with what we're doing here, which is really cool. And then, now, Eric, where in the world are you located, if you don't mind me asking?
I'm
in Texas? So, and Super Darren, where are you? So we got Southern California, Texas, and I'm in Connecticut. So we're connecting across the internet, but we're chatting with audio. We have gestures. It's really amazing. And now we've got like this little chat going on here with people that never knew each other before, but we're watching the same stream, and now we're in playing VR together. It's pretty cool. Now, how do I... Oh, yeah, it was killing your internet. Now, how do we go to teleport versus walking mode?
Let's see. You go to the page menu.
Mm-hmm.
Where you have all the play buttons.
Yep.
Hit here at the top.
Okay. Experience. Okay, yep. Okay, so movement mode, gameplay, okay, and then go to movement mode. Okay, and I can go to teleport. Got it. All right, you know what I'm going to do here real quick, guys? I'm going to see if I can get the audio piped into the stream so people can hear what's going on here. I think it might be kind of fun to make this work better. So let me grab, I can do that, desktop audio. Let me hit this real quick here. All right, so I need to figure out from my scan converter software here how we can get that audio fed through. So let me go over to the scan converter. Audio source, we're going to select system audio. There we go. And I'm going to turn this down just a little bit, but I think you all should be able to hear them now. And if anyone's curious, we are playing Rec Room. And if you look me up at Lon.TV, you can join me in here. And what we're doing right now.
Oh, he's back.
I'm back. Yep, I'm back. I think I just got the audio going here. So what we're doing right now, I think everyone on the stream can hear you, just so you guys know, like that's something that's happening at the moment. And one thing I can't figure out, though, is that I got my Windows mixed reality screen up, and I can't get rid of it. But so we have somebody new that joined us, or just us still?
It's just us.
Okay.
Just talking to him about
He added a prop to his...
Gotcha. Oh, hang on. I just jumped out here. I think I just dropped out here for a second. Let me figure this out. So I did get in there. Let me go load up Rec Room again. I accidentally hit the wrong button. And it looks like my mailman is coming with a package. I can see him outside. So let me load up Rec Room again. And I've got another 20 minutes or so before I got to jump out of here. But it looks like if you do the wrong thing on here, the mixed reality drops out on you. So I've got to go find these guys again and reconnect with them. All right, so let's jump back into my existing account here. Log into existing account. And everyone should not judge me based on the character that I currently look like in this game, because I don't know how to change it yet. All right, so here we are, and I need to go find Eric again. So I'm going to go find people, and I'm going to go to Eric Bazinga's room here. And let's see. I think Eric might have to invite me again, because I can't seem to find where he is. Go to. All right, so I just sent the request to him, so he has to like approve me to enter his room. I got 10 tokens, so hopefully he will transport me. Let's see what else goes on here. Yeah, so I think the mixed reality is okay. I think this headset is probably, from an affordability standpoint, is probably the most affordable one to get. And it looks like Rec Room requires focus. Please select Rec Room window to restore. Okay, so I gotta check my watch now. All right, there we go. So go now. So we're gonna jump back into Eric's room here. And those of you on the chat, if you could there I am, I'm back. Thank you, I hit the wrong button and I lost my thing there. So everyone in chat, if you could let me know if you can hear these guys talking, that would be helpful. So why don't you guys say some stuff?
Welcome to my dorm. It's an honor to be on your stream and to meet you.
Yeah, it's kind of fun to do this all together. It's funny when I was a kid in watching like The Matrix. This is what you envisioned like the cyber world to be like, right? You got these.
Yeah, I honestly can't believe this technology is like within my lifetime. It's crazy.
It's crazy. And Eric's using an off-the-shelf. He's got the Quest. He doesn't have this tether. And the experience on the Quest is pretty good.
You're the Quest?
That's awesome. Yeah, he's on the Quest.
Oh, wow. I thought
So,
you were on the Rift.
If you're wondering about the helmet, there's these things that you can put on called costumes. And you can make these with the Maker Pen, and then you can have your avatar wear them as long as they're in the same room as the costume holder.
oh, cool.
So if I were to go into paintball, I wouldn't keep the helmet.
So I want to change the way I look here. I don't know how I can do that.
You'll have to do it in your own personal dorm room. Only
Oh.
there.
Okay, because for some reason it made me look. I have nothing against women, but I'm not. I would prefer to look more like myself. Let's see. Yeah. Yeah.
To your dorm room.
Yep. Let's see. Request an invite from you, so we're going to invite this guy in here too.
Why don't
So,
your dorm room change and invite us?
Okay, so I can. If I go to my dorm room, I can invite you. Okay, so let me go back to my room. And you guys are both on my.
You can't change clothes
Okay.
while you're on your own. So.
Okay.
Oh, hello.
Oh, somebody else. Why don't we just have him come on in? So we got a new guy here. This is Jeff. All right. Hey, Jeff. How are you there, buddy? All right. And why don't you shake my hand and become my friend here? Let's see. All right. So, Jeff. Awesome. Now, Jeff, where are you from and what are you running?
I know the more you play this, the more you get addicted to it.
Yeah, it's kind of wild.
Yeah.
Well, it's neat that you can have this kind of So do you guys know how
I
many?
think we need to.
Yeah, party join again.
Yeah. Okay. Now.
There we
we're
go.
all the same.
Now we're all on the same thing. Now, do you guys know how many people can be in one of these rooms at a time together?
6 is the
I'm
maximum,
not
I believe. I'm
sure.
not sure.
Okay.
How many?
We'll see.
I know in paintball the maximum is 8.
So it said 8. So the maximum is 8.
It
In
just
rec,
depends on the room you're in.
Mm-hmm.
I think in the rec room, the main rec room, isn't there more than 8, or is it about that? You know,
I don't know. It just
Going
depends
out
on
the
the
rec
room.
center,
Like,
part
if we
of
were
the rec
playing,
Right.
yeah. So if you want, we can go into the rec center and meet other people.
Okay. So let's go. So we can all go together. All right. So I'm going to invite my party to go with you. Yeah. All right. So now everybody, we're going to go into the recreation center. And there they are. Let's see if I can find the rest of the crew here. So, and they kind of beam in there. So there's Jeff, and there is Super Darren, and we just gotta wait for Eric here. There he is. Okay.
My world.
All right. So this is it, huh?
This is the rec center.
This is the rec center, everybody.
It's basically just a big social area.
Look at this.
And from
watch.
here you can go and do different things. Over here we have the quests, which are basically just themed games you can do. Like,
Okay.
For example, there's Quest for the Golden Trophy, which is a medieval themed quest, and there's also the Rise of Jumbotron, which is sci-fi themed.
Very cool.
Yeah, I played them all.
And you can buy stuff here, the merchandise booth.
And is this how they make?
Transactions involved. but it's
Uh-huh. So I was wondering how they make money at this. So really, it's selling some of these appearance items and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Well,
yes,
actually, if you
appearance
play Quest,
items.
you also get the free. They get you one item for free after you
Oh, really?
play Quest.
Okay.
You actually get
Yeah,
tokens.
they're pretty generous with the tokens.
Huh. Very
It's
cool.
The currency is tokens around here, and as you win a quest, they give you so many tokens. Play paintball, you get tokens. You basically open a box, you get 10 tokens, 100 tokens, 500 tokens, 100 tokens.
Yeah.
Very cool.
It
They're
adds
pretty
up
generous
after.
with the
The longer you
tokens.
play,
It's not,
the more
it's
things
not
you can
scummy.
do. So you could basically add these to your avatar.
See how much things you could fit inside this place.
So then, of course, now we've got other people who can run in and start talking to us. So now, how many
It's
people?
basically what it's always like around here.
It's just always busy.
Yeah.
That's okay. Now, if we were to,
I can't guarantee that the stream will remain PG, but I'll definitely
you play a little ping pong here. So it looks like these things are just kind of sitting here, and you can.
never played ping pong, but
It doesn't like
Oh,
there's.
the ball's over here. The ball's over
I'm
here.
warning
Oh.
it's hard.
So all right.
If you are.
all right, cool.
This is harder to play.
I've never
Yeah.
played ping
More
pong, not
fun
in real
playing
life.
Don't go grab
Alright,
another
I'm just
ball.
gonna
Yeah.
put it down
All right.
for a minute. You guys want?
Hey, Lon, if you really want to have fun, you gotta play Rec Royale.
Rec Royale. So what's Rec Royale?
Not. There's limited stuff on Quest though. Like right now, paintball is available, but not Royale.
Ah.
Oh, that's right.
There's
I
also
forgot
very
about that.
there's also various prop items you can mess with. So
Oh, is someone here actually using an Oculus for once?
Later on.
and you can also pay extra for like root beer and pizza and donuts.
It's hard.
And that's over
I'm
there.
not Oculus.
Yeah. Huh.
So for example, I think I have a pizza. Hold on.
Yeah.
Backpack. Food items. Yes, I have a pizza.
Wow. Okay. So you can have
Put this
a.
down. Open
Yeah.
it up, and then
Right.
everyone can have
Oh wow. How do I get rid of my?
root beer.
Now, how do I get rid of my?
Your paddle, just release it. Let's see, I'm trying to figure out. There's a release button. I think at the bottom.
Okay. And what it is too.
Should release it.
I'm on the mixed reality thing here too, so that might be part of the problem too. Is that?
Grab one. and see
Yeah,
if
I'm not
it's
sure what the
working.
button is
Yeah.
on mixed reality. Just try the face buttons.
Yeah. Let's see. Well, I have a. I can eat
Other
my.
than that, you can
One of your
virtual
buttons will
pizza
release it. I
Yeah.
think it's the bottom underneath button.
and
Okay.
the virtual root beer.
Well, just use your other hand to grab a pizza.
he's chowing down there. All right. So now let's see if I can get back to the pizza here.
And
I
of
guess
course, you can also just destroy these if you want.
That's called a light eating.
Yeah. Oops.
No
I'm.
calories.
You can totally destroy these.
Yeah. I'm just chomping down here on this. It's pretty cool.
There's some beer or
Root beer. Okay.
beer. Oh, root beer there.
Yeah,
So
I don't know what's going on there.
yes, this is kind of.
There's also donuts.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy over here. So, and then how many people do you think can come into this lounge at a time? Well, we've come back over here. So yeah, we'll get away. We'll get away.
It can get very chaotic here.
Yeah, when the teenage
Kinda is.
it's just like real life. The kids can come in and trash the place, and that's what happens, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's how it goes.
Yeah.
I usually
funny
don't
thing
come
is
in
that-
here.
It doesn't always happen though. Yeah, everything just goes away.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Resets.
All right, so what do we say we go do? What do we say we do some paintball?
Yeah, I'll invite everyone to paintball.
Okay.
It's supposed to go to.
Yeah. So I think this guy is like. All right. There we go. So yeah, I think some guy is like playing.
Capture the flag.
Who knows what? All right. So now we're in paintball.
And we're all here. Paintball.
All right, paintball. Excellent. All right, now we have other people in this game too, right?
Red flag taken. Red flag dropped. Red flag returned.
Oh, somebody got me. This is our flag here that we have to defend. Now, I think my friends are maybe on a different team because I can't talk to them right now. And I went with the teleporting option for movement, but... Oh, somebody got me here. Pretty fun stuff. So this is kind of cool. I mean, I haven't really... I jumped into Rec Room at one point, but I never really got into it. And it's kind of fun. I mean, I like the social aspect of it. It's kind of neat to get some friends that you can invite to your spaces. And I like the gestures of the handshakes and the fist bumps and stuff. That's pretty cool. So, and then you've got games like this that you can play. This is on the Quest as well, and on the PSVR. I just got that guy. Well, that's Super Darren. Sorry, Super Darren. So it's pretty cool. So you get enough people together, you can have a game of just people that you know.
Oh no, you're on the other team.
Yeah, I'm on the other team. Sorry to get you out there, Eric. So cool stuff. And even give you like a real watch here. So I think the watch is actually accurate to the time that we're in right now. So there's Lazy Elk. And then you kind of run around here and just, shoot paintballs at people. And they have different weapons that you can get to, different paintball guns. You can see them starting to roam around there. And it's cool, it's like a first-person shooter game, but you are playing multiplayer, and you've got... Oh, this guy's up here trying to take me out. I'm going to get it. We'll get it. Or outflank him here a little bit. Yeah, I think it might be a little bit easier to move with the regular foot movement, although I could see how that could be disorienting to some folks.
Flag returned.
Here's some grenades. Oops. Oops. Gotta get better at throwing these grenades. There we go. Pretty fun stuff. So yeah, so that is...
Oh, hi, Lon.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, oh! Sorry, Super Darren. There's Eric again. Oh, Eric got me. I think we got each other. Yeah, I know, it's okay. It's cool. So I think we both got each other out there. Pretty cool stuff. So let me see if I can find these guys. I'm going to jump out of here in a second and just give you some... Go back to the chat room for a few minutes, everybody. So I can see why this is so popular. I think I'm like the only blue guy in this game. Is maybe one other person that was playing with me? I don't know.
Blue flag taken.
And this is a capture the flag game.
Dropped. Blue flag returned.
And
Blue flag taken.
looks like somebody got him there. So fun stuff. All right, let me jump out of here and let everybody know I'm going to come back a little bit later on this one.
Flag returned.
And let me now. So someone's asking about the teleportation stuff. So the teleportation is not required. In fact, it starts off with the stick control. But if you are prone to, if you're prone to issues with motion sickness and stuff, I could see how that might be a problem for some folks. So that's why they have it that way. So. All right, so so that was Rec Room. So yeah, I mean, my impressions of the mixed reality here are as follows, and I'm probably going to do a separate video on this. I've been recording the whole session here as I've been playing around with it. Setup on this is, let me kill this so it doesn't get you all sick. Setup on this is actually really easy. It was not hard to get going. I think you all saw the process. No power cable required, so it's going off the USB port. So that was pretty good. And the image quality is excellent, I think, for a headset at this price point. The resolution is higher. I did notice in Rec Room that my GPU was struggling a little bit to maintain the 90 frames per second that it requires. But beyond that, it was a solid experience, I think, and on par with what I've seen with some of the other ones. Comfort on this one, as some of the other ones, is an issue. For me in particular, because I can see those geometric distortion issues really easily. I'm having a hard time getting this headset into the sweet spot to really make it work well for me. So I would say that the HTC Vive is still probably the best tracking headset. The original Vive, which I think costs around what this one costs, maybe a little bit more, does not have the image quality that this one has. This is a very nice, high-quality display. I'm actually eager now to jump back into my Vive Pro and see, what the differences are. However, at this point, if I had to choose, I think choice 1 would still be my original HTC Vive from 2016. Choice 2 would be actually the Vive Pro. I'm still trying to get it figured out, but I'm so far okay with it. And this would probably be my third pick. This one is actually not bad as far as Windows mixed reality stuff goes, and that was good. And it looks like it does have a manual IPD adjustment here, not a. So there is an adjustment here, if you can see it, but I can move these lenses like that. It's not a very wide IPD adjustment range, but maybe that might be why I was having a hard time finding the sweet spot. So maybe I have to go in and figure out. Oh, actually, I take that back. The bottom here is the IPD. They call it focus, but it is in fact an IPG. So Darren, thank you. Yeah, this was fun. And Eric Bazinga might still be in there too, but it was cool to connect with you guys. And I think that, what's cool about Rec Room is that it's kind of like what you imagine VR being, right? You can meet up with other people and do this cool stuff. So that was a lot of fun. So yeah, that was it. So, well, the good news is that this stream was not as long as I thought it was going to be, primarily because it was easy to get the thing set up. So that was encouraging. I'm going to play around a little bit more with this. I'll probably do a video on it. I'm uncertain if I'm going to do a distinct video on this or just do kind of a global virtual reality demo, because I'm thinking I want to do like my consumer guide to VR, and I really want to get kind of the full picture, and I need to get my hands on a PlayStation VR to kind of round out the mix. But to get a PSVR is going to be like $800 because I have to buy the console, which I don't have, plus the VR thing. So I think I'm going to probably hunt around locally and see if any of my friends have one, and if they don't, maybe I'll borrow somebody's console and just pick up the headset and then sell it back to one of you guys. So that'd be where it goes there. So I'll take a couple questions though, if everybody wants to chat a little bit. I know when you're inside these VR headsets, it's hard to see the chat room, but now we could chat a little bit. So Charles Roberts wants to know about people who have bad eyesight. And yes, if you have eye issues, I think, let me see on this one. I'm not sure this one accounts or gives leeway for, I think you can move this one out further. I think that's kind of how it works. So what you would do is just adjust the rear of the headset here to get it adjusted to account for your glasses. And the Vive Pro and the Vive, actually, and the Index also, what you can do if you are wearing glasses, you can actually adjust the headset like this, as you can see. So you have a means of fitting your glasses inside the headset. The problem is, though, that when you move the headset out like this, the field of view becomes a little more narrow, and that you're going to see more cut off on your peripheral vision. So ideally, if you have contact lenses or something, I would probably suggest that you wear them inside the headset, because if you do have to move the headset out to accommodate glasses, it will make the field of view a little less immersive. So that's that question. Charles is wondering. I'm sorry, Londog was wondering, when we were in the paintball game, the group disappeared. Yeah, it looks like what happened was it assigned us to different teams. So that's why we lost them. They were actually in the game playing with me, but they were on opposing teams, and that was the end of that. But I'm going to jump back into this. I'm going to play around a little bit more with Rec Room, and now that Super Darren and Eric are my friends, I will see them inside of that more often. So that'll be kind of a fun thing to kind of experiment with in the future. Who else has got questions? I can do up our 2UP with chat here. So, but that was cool. And Eric, thanks for the tour, because when I first jumped into Rec Room, it was overwhelming. Let me pull up the Rec Room website here, because there's so much stuff and you don't know what you're supposed to do. So this is the Rec Room webpage here. So it was good to kind of get a feel for how you can build out your own space. You can invite your friends to the space. I really enjoy the I enjoyed the interactions where you can, first of all, see your hands moving, but also shake hands with somebody, become their friend. That was pretty cool. And actually, so here's the funny thing. Michael Lubeck is asking about No Man's Sky Beyond. And this is exactly why I've been on this VR kick lately, because I have been a huge fan of No Man's Sky. And I want to show you this video real quick, because it's just, I think it's going to be awesome. They have a video of what this is going to be like. So No Man's Sky has had a very bad rap initially, because the game kind of got overhyped. Let me pull up my screen here so you can see this video. Here, let me play this for you real quick. And I think my desktop audio is not working here, but you'll get an idea of what you're seeing here. So you're going to, you have this awesome, I think this really is an awesome game. I mean, it's not for everybody, but it's evolved in such a wonderful way. And the foundations of the game were amazing to start with, which is that you've got this infinite universe, all procedurally generated, and they've been adding onto it and just making it so much better and actually more kind of what I think the original vision of it was. And it's not like your traditional game where you've got like these objectives and there's some of that in here, but really it's just, you kind of explore and build bases and build out your fleet. And it's just cool, and this is the kind of game like when I was a kid I would have just been all over. Because I just like this notion of the fact that you can jump into your spaceship, and you can do this now in the game without VR. You jump into your spaceship and you can fly away. You can go to a different solar system. You can go to another planet, and you can just get out. And you got all this stuff you can build. You got bases and vehicles and underwater scenes now. They're involving other players that can jump in as well. So, this was kind of why I've been on this VR kick lately, because I think this, for me at least, will be one of the VR experiences that I'll probably spend some more time in. Because I've been doing with No Man's Sky at night, just like if I have an hour or two at the end of the day, I just pop it on my NVIDIA Shield and stream it from my PC up here or do something like that and just kind of play around with it. It's just such a fun, cool game that has gotten so much better. And I just liked, again, the notion of this open galaxy that you can just go and explore and do whatever, and it's just so cool. So, so I'm definitely in on No Man's Sky for sure, because that is what I think is going to be one of the VR killer apps. There's many, but that one in particular. So I think what I've got to do on this mixed reality headset here is get a better extension cable. I will say the audio out of this is much better than the Vive Pro, which costs, just to give you a perspective on what people are charging for things. So what we looked at today is $300. Now a week ago it was like $600, so they dropped the price by about $200, $200 or $300 over the last couple of days. So you get the headset, the two controllers, $300, all in, you're done, and an extension cable which you'll need to buy. And then the Vive Pro here, just the headset. Not the controllers, the trackers, anything else. The headset alone, they were selling, and still do, for $799, $800 just for the headset. And these headphones are total garbage. They sound like tinny. I mean, pick like the $5 headphones you could find at the 7-Eleven, and that's what you end up with. It's horrible. So I'm going to take them off, and I'm going to put my own headphones back on. But then to do that, I've got to peel away the padding here, and this Velcro, and then I've got to separate this plastic piece, which I'm so nervous about, and there's a USB Type-C connector. There's not even a headphone jack on this thing. So this is on the Vive Pro, not on the Samsung device. So that is what I have to do to really figure out if this headset's going to stick with me, because these earphones are just not good. And I've got a really nice pair of over-the-ear Sennheisers that I will be using instead. But the cable's longer, so there's that. But for the Vive Pro, the headset alone won't work without the tracking sensors. So you could be into this thing for, a lot, actually probably more than the Valve Index costs. So it's not cheap. 555 wants to know if I tried the headset with the Star Wars VR games. So there are a couple of Star Wars VR games. Vader Unleashed is one of them. And actually what I haven't done on my PC yet is installed Revive. So I will try it with that one. when you use Revive, which is, let me pull it up here for you all to see what that is. If you're curious about it, what Revive does is it allows you to take games that you've bought or you find in the Oculus store and use them on Steam VR. It adds a compatibility layer. And it works really well, and the Star Wars game works with it. However, you can't run the Star Wars game in high resolution. You have to run it at a lower resolution. And you also need to go in and adjust some of the gamma settings to get it to work properly, because there's always going to be things you're going to run into that result in incompatibility, and that's one of the things that happens there. So be advised on that one. And that's right, Vader Immortal, that's what it's called. And what I really want to run into is someone making like a legit, sanctioned, licensed X-Wing fighter game, because I think it is downright malpractice that we are in 2019 and we have virtual reality, but we don't have a X-Wing fighter game, which I think is what virtual reality was made for. So somebody needs to come up with that. So we'll see where things go. And Eric is mentioning that it's going to be surreal to watch the stream later and see himself in the game. Yep, and we'll see and hear you, actually. We were able to get audio piped in, so that was cool. Lon Dog wants to know about VR in Linux. It's my understanding that Linux was never designed around graphics. Do you think it will hinder? I think as Vulkan, which is the newer 3D API, as that becomes more prevalent, I think we'll see more VR happening on the Linux side. And it does work on Linux now, I think. So, by the way, these little things that are popping up here are those ads from that Brave browser that I looked at. Steam VR Linux. Let's take a look and see what we can find on that. There's a post on the Vive Reddit about that. Yeah, so there's some, but it's just like regular gaming. I think you're going to be better served right now in Windows doing this stuff, I think. So hey, Jackson. So we're just actually wrapping up here. We had a fun live stream, so that was fun. And Dave and Nora Haynes are watching in the UK. It's getting to be a little bit closer to the evening there, I believe. So good evening. And Lon Dog says the Brave browser keeps pushing those goofy little ad flags. It does, but you're getting paid for them, or you're sort of getting paid for them. So if you pop into, if I go into my thing here, my reward summary, said I backed up my wallet and then I restored it. They've got to work on it a little bit more. But I think my first round of Brave rewards will be going out to the creators that I've supported. So I'm eager to see how that whole thing works. So, well, thank you, David Haynes. Glad you enjoy the videos. I enjoy making them too. So it's good that everybody wins from these great little streams and other types of content that we do. So yeah, Lon Dog, you will not get rich on Brave, that's for sure. But you know what though? I think it does help if their model works. Here, I'll pull it up real quick. It's not related to the stream, but I think it's worth talking about. If their model ends up working, I think there's some value to what they're working on here, which is that there's a way that you can give back to your favorite creators in a way that rewards them for the work they're doing while maintaining your privacy. I think that could be valuable. And there's a lot of different models that are happening there. I keep talking about YouTube Premium, but I think YouTube Premium is kind of part of the future, is that you might have some all-encompassing subscription, and that might be how revenue gets distributed based on the amount of attention you're giving out. Attention is the economy of the internet, so, that could be part of that. Box wants to know, do I do any Q&A videos? I do, actually. Every week, the weekly wrap-up, we try to get 2 or 3 questions from viewers in. So, yeah, we do those. And those are every Monday night at 7. There's a lot of news stuff that I do along with that, and then there's viewer Q&A that goes along with that, too. So I try to do a bunch of that, too. I really like trying to reach out to subscribers as best as the algorithm will allow me to do. It's sometimes hard to be able to do all that. All right. Well, folks, I need to actually go finish editing a video because we've got one more to upload for the week here. and I'm going to get that one going. And I'm glad that you all enjoyed the stream tonight, or this afternoon, or this morning, depending on where you are in the world. And it's so awesome to have people from all over the world tuning in. And what's amazing is just how decent my streaming setup is working up here, because this is not my usual TriCaster thing. I'm using OBS on my Alienware laptop here. And what's remarkable is that I am recording and streaming, and it's only utilizing like less than 10% of the CPU in doing that. Just incredible. So we haven't had a single drop frame. Everything's been working great. So good stuff. So Darren, yeah, maybe I'll have some Rec Room time later. I actually want to jump back into my Quest a little bit more and just, I'm really, again, I've been so like focused on VR lately. So I'm trying to get a bunch of stuff tested. So I'm going to be getting this, next project here is to get the Vive Pro working properly, and then I might do something on the mixed reality next week and talk about that a little bit, because it's going to be a short video. There's not much to really talk about, so it wasn't many problems with it. So anyway, all right. So I will talk to you all soon. Thank you all for watching, and I'm going to grab a snack here. Actually, Eric's got a good suggestion. What if we had a VR meetup in big screen for the weekly wrap-up premiere? That'd be kind of fun. Now, Eric, can you watch videos in Rec Room with other people, like YouTube videos? Because I could just throw my Quest on and do that. Yeah, the VR stuff I was very excited about, Lon Dog. Because here, and I'll just give you the over-under on this whole thing. I went from the Vive to the Index, and I love the image quality of the Index, but the geometric distortion, which I keep talking about, was an issue I could not overcome. It just would not. It just was constant. So I returned it because I couldn't get a good experience out of it. But I liked the visual quality, so that led me to, first of all, upgrade my PC, and then I ended up going with the HTC Vive Pro, which has the visual quality, but there's some issues with the headphones and some other stuff I got to work out. So I think I'm going to be settling in on that for my PC device, and then probably the Quest for the other stuff. So that's where I'm going to go. And then, Eric, isn't there also now, Big Screen is now doing like a living room thing as well? So that might be kind of fun to play around with. I'm going to see what else is out there, because Big Screen now has like a media experience, which they've just added, where let me see if I can find the beta thing here, because they've always had this stuff where you can have people come in and play games with you and stuff, but now there's like a beta. Let's go look at the news here. And I guess they have like Pluto TV now. Yeah, this is the 29 update. It's February, July. Let me go to their YouTube channel, because they just did some big thing, and perhaps they didn't update their channel yet. Let's see if I can find it here. Yeah, Big Screen TV. Check this out. Here, let's pull this up real quick. So, and Plex is kind of doing something similar, where you can have like this couch environment, but what they're doing here is they've got like a number of channels. And these channels are like Pluto and YouTube. Oh, I guess you can do YouTube. So maybe that might be one thing to do. The one thing with the wrap-up premiere is that I have to be able to type. So it might be kind of fun to try it out and see how it works out. But one of the cool things about these VR headsets is that you do get a sense of immersion and scale. And what's kind of fun about this is that you can, I'm probably going to get like copyright striked for showing this video. But what's cool about these experiences is that these screens look really large, and when you have a higher resolution headset without the screen door effect, it looks really good. So, so that is pretty fun. So Eric says that Plex won't be making a Quest app. I think you could probably sideload it though. I think you can sideload it. I'll have to play around with that a little bit. All right. Hopefully, thank you, Lon Dog, for sharing my stream experience with some folks. You'll get a few in that way. All right, well, I'm going to go head out here now, folks, but this was a lot of fun. I will keep in touch with you all, and thank you all for tuning in. I'm going to stop my recording now, and we're also going to stop the stream, and we'll be back again in the near future. You never know when I might pop up. So stay tuned for the next live stream, and we'll have another video up tonight. Talk to you in a little bit. Bye.